Country man says it's the end of time, and the Mississippi River, she's a going dry.
We start this hour live from the Rick and Bubba Broadcast Plaza and Teleport, and we welcome to the Rick and Bubba Show the legendary Hank Williams Jr. Hank, welcome to the show. How are you, brother?
Good morning, cousin.
What a pleasure to have you on.
Yeah, well, it's an important thing we're talking about here.
Well, you have so many ties to Alabama. I mean, it obviously means a lot to you, and of course, I know that's one of 5 states that were affected. But the devastation from the tornadoes in Alabama has definitely got the world's attention. But boy, kind of take us through what it felt like when you saw your state of Alabama and the devastation.
Well, when I saw it, the sirens are going off in Nashville also.
Yeah.
I'm up there because, I took my son to school this morning like a four-wheeler to the flat-bottom boat to get to the trucks. We've got all kinds of flooding over here in West Tennessee.
Oh, yeah.
That doesn't mean anything. I mean, we had telephone poles coming out of the ground, but when I saw what happened, the sirens are going, I said, well, I don't believe this. And I said, that death toll, surely I heard that wrong. And it was, I was just depressed for quite a while thinking about all those people there. And I said, I'm going to do something. And I don't, what am I going to do? Okay, I'll call Kid Rock. Okay, let's go do a football stadium. Oh, boy, we'll raise $50,000 or $100,000. No way. That would be a drop in the bucket for what they need there. So now we're talking about raising millions of dollars, and I've had nothing but wonderful response. We got a lot of folks on this show.
Look, I'm looking at it right now. It's going to be on CMT, the Disaster Relief, easy for me to say, Disaster Relief Concert. Now, look, it's going to be live. I know a lot of radio stations, including our flagship station, WZZK, already talking about they're going to air it. Hank Williams Jr., Alabama, Keith Urban, Lady Antebellum, Ronnie Dunn, Sarah Evans, Tim McGraw, and are you adding anybody else to that list?
Old Kid Rock, he's going to do something.
So Kid Rock is.
Yeah, we've heard of him.
Okay.
We've heard of him.
He's a hillbilly,
Yeah, we heard about him in passing.
He stays in Troy all the time with him. I mean, he really does.
Yeah, I know. I hear that.
I'm his personal turkey guide, But anyway, I think we've been in touch with the governor's office, guys. I think we're talking about the worst natural disaster in the history of the state of Alabama.
Yeah, and the concert is going to be May 12th, coming up next Thursday, 8 p.m. Central, 9 o'clock Eastern. CMT jumped on board, and like you said, that takes it from being a one-concert event where you have ticket sales to now you're going out everywhere to raise money.
That's the way to do it. I'm going to have some, pretty famous NFL players up there answering the phones. People, it's just been wonderful. You make one call, and they say, I'm in. And I want to thank you guys for your help, and hopefully we're going to raise a significant amount of money to help the people that have been devastated by this horrible storm.
Yeah, and Hank, we got a chance to be boots on the ground this week a little bit, and the pictures do not do it justice. Quite frankly, I don't see how anybody survived. I can't believe the death toll, and each one are very important. I can't believe it's not even higher than it is.
I had many years in Coleman. That's where my first hits were.
Right.
And I haven't been there yet. I've got lots of ties in the North Alabama area, and especially Tuscaloosa. I mean, I didn't basically. I said, you know what? Why should I go down there get in the way? I want to do something that's going to make a difference, and that's what we're in the middle of doing. We're working hard on this, but it's been a wonderful thing. I think we're going to be getting a donation from a pretty big place.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. The New York Yankees gave $500,000.
Yeah.
We may be getting somebody that's going to beat that. So that's how serious we are about this, folks.
Now, will this stuff be? I'm looking at the information here. Will it be given to various places, or all through the Red Cross?
No, it's all Red Cross.
Okay.
Because everybody wonders, hey, I want to be sure my money is in the right place, and that's why you just can't take any chances. It's all Red Cross.
Now, the concert will be 90 minutes. How are we going to get all these people in 90 minutes? I mean, it's going to be wide open.
Well, I'll just say here's Sarah, and here's Alan, and here's Keith. I don't know. That's nothing, man. In the old days, we used to have 10 hillbillies on one show,
Yeah, that's right.
That's the way it was back in Cobo Hall when it was me and Johnny Cash and 10 other hillbillies.
Yeah, this is not
Don't
even.
worry about it. We'll handle it. You do your end, we'll do ours.
All right, Alan, you're next.
Okay, you stick with the radio, and we'll stick with the singing and the guitar.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Well, look,
I'm glad you got to talk to me now. I got to go.
All right, thanks, Hank. We appreciate
See you, Hank.
There he goes.
And he's gone.
Hey, there he goes. I never did get to ask the question, Hank, why do you drink?
Yeah. Or why do you roll smoke?
No. I'm glad you got to talk to me. I'm out. You know what? This is going to be a huge event. CMT next Thursday night, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock Eastern. He just announced, too, and I don't even think he realized he did it. He also added Alan Jackson. Yes. Matter of fact, he just said that in passing. That was not that. I thought he would make a bigger announcement about it. But so here's the lineup right now for next Thursday evening. And as we said, a lot of radio stations that carry this program will be airing it, too, including the flagship WZZK 104.7. They're in the Birmingham area. Hank Williams Jr., Alabama, Keith Urban, Lady Antebellum, Ronnie Dunn, Sarah Evans, Tim McGraw, Kid Rock, and now Alan Jackson. All added to the lineup.
And apparently all on stage at one time.
Yes. Used to be done. We had 10 hillbillies. Get up there and go next.
That reminded me a lot of.
It is interesting for Hank Williams Jr. to actually come on and act like he's ever been on time.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, when Hank gets going, you know how long he's going to go.
But I feel like we're kind of special because kind of like when we had the late great, God rest his soul, Dale Earnhardt on.
Yeah, right.
And you just didn't you didn't have a great interview unless he told you off.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Perfect.
It's like, gosh, he loves me now.
Hey, cousins. Hey, I'm out. Y'all talk to me.
To have Hank Jr. just absolutely.
I haven't heard too many
that makes us
people
feel
out-talk Rick and just take command of the call.
But when you're talking to Hank Williams Jr., just I think I was in shock that he was on time for the interview. I didn't know what to do.
I'm just picturing him and Kid Rock turkey hunting in Troy.
Right.
You imagine that.
They do it quite a bit.
Remember we met Hank's daughter was here one day with Kelly Pickler.
That's right.
Yeah,
you're right.
She was.
But this is a great thing, and he's right. You could have a stadium concert, and that'll raise some. But you go on CMT and they get all these radio stations and have everybody donating while they're watching at home as well, on top of what you got there, and now you got something.
Yeah.
So we'll be telling you more about that next week. But mark your calendar to be part of it. It'll all benefit the Red Cross, and it will go specifically to the tornado devastation that went across all those 5 states, especially there in his home state of Alabama, where we're yet to be invited to go hunting. But I mean, it's been we've been close a couple times. You know,
We have.
Bubba, we've all had fun, and apparently so is most of the sports world, on Charles Barkley. You know, I'd mentioned after participating in a charity golf tournament a little bit that I got to, get the driver and mess with it, and at some point, maybe go to the driving range and try to learn how to hit a golf ball. Looks like it might be fun. I know it's hard, but I don't know that I've ever seen an individual. I don't think I've ever seen an individual be as bad and continue to be bad as Charles Barkley.
Right.
I mean, he's not just bad.
Hey, Rick, what do you say?
And has had professional coaching.
Rick.
Don't forget that.
Hey, Rick.
How can he be such a good athlete on the
I'd
basketball?
hit better if Bubba had been there.
Well, Bubba, man. Hey, Bubba, what's that? You lose weight? No. Rick, let me tell you, you need to learn the word no. How about this?
The year he told us he fired his mama.
Yeah, he fired. I'll fire my mama if I have to.
The first time Rick introduced me to Charles, Rick said, "This is my brother who to me said it could be worse. Y'all could be twins."
But I've never seen anybody be so vexed by a golf swing. I mean,
I can't say nothing. I don't know. I'll probably be the same.
Yeah,
way.
Well,
Greg,
but now he gets locked up. I don't know.
I'm not.
It was bad. He's had training.
That's the point.
Tiger Woods has helped him.
He has had access to some people.
And I believe it's got worse.
It has.
No,
He
what?
had the
What?
show Hank Haney, the best
Yeah,
teacher
the Haney
in the
Project.
world.
Right? Yeah.
Well, he used to be the best teacher in the world.
he trashed his
He can't do nothing with that.
But why
was the best
is it unfixable? That's what I don't get. I'll tell you this.
It's a brain thing, he said.
I look better hitting a golf ball than Charles right now.
Yes, yes.
gracious, it's not
well,
even close.
Well, you know, the NBA playoffs are on, and I know y'all don't watch that, but, you know, he's part of the TNT guys,
yeah,
and they're all up there. I would like to, if you don't mind, Ray, I'd like to start it there and hear them raising on him, and then they go to the footage, okay? This is courtesy of TNT.
At Shoal Creek.
I did.
And this tournament was what now? This was.
It's the region's tradition. It's the Champions Tour, first major of the year.
Yeah, and you were playing. You got
I
to play
played one of the great guys, Fuzzy Zella. I didn't get to see Condoleezza. I saw Nick Saban.
Oh, you told us all weekend.
I didn't even get to meet
Smith.
Condoleezza.
Wow.
But Chris Carter was there. Nick Saban was there. Saw Nick Price.
Wait. Dropping all these names.
Yeah.
There you go.
And rarely do you see such a display on the first tee as we saw.
First tee?
The first tee ball of the day, right out of the chute. Watch.
Here we go.
This is the most awful shot I've ever seen.
Oh, it's horrible. He addresses the ball.
Look at this.
He pulls
Now, look
back.
right here.
His knees,
What is that?
They have an earthquake. Now he swings. And there went the club.
Rick, y'all have something in common now.
And they'll tell you more about that if you go to TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. And Jeffrey Earnhardt is here with us promoting that event, and we're spending some time with him. And
Rick, can I address with Jeffrey the pink elephant in the room? Can I just cover that with,
Bubba,
with
don't.
that? You know, we've had a lot of folks come through, Jeffrey, who, you know, that were our friends, and then when they made it big, and rightly so, they didn't come back to see us because we wasn't deserving of the level of their success.
I'll be honest.
I'm not mad about that.
No, let me tell you. Be honest. I'll be honest
in
with
all
all of
fairness, they are doing the right thing by ignoring us now.
If I could,
okay, really, I know that.
If I could ever break the ceiling, that apparently I've hit here.
Right.
I wouldn't come back and talk to you. You know what I mean?
Right, and I'm not mad at them for not doing that.
Right.
Because
I
I would
understand.
do the same thing to them. Okay,
Right.
we all would. Okay. But what I'm saying, Jeffrey, if we can somehow help you out, will you stoop down and break the glass ceiling and remember us and come back to see us?
What I'm
okay?
saying is,
I'm sure you've had the same experience with some folks too that you just don't see as much as you probably should.
By the way, in case you're wondering, Jeffrey, did you hear that? That was uncontrollable, and it's our equipment going bad. I broke kind of a radio show thing you're not supposed to do. I made fun of another team for having technical difficulty.
And in our
thus
phone,
thus it happens to us.
And the fact that you've locked it online now, I like too.
Well, that's what came up on its own.
You know, I mean,
That little thing,
we're
so.
just talking about phones and microphones and comments, and hey, there's a dial-up. But anyway,
I know. But so here's what we're saying.
maybe you
to
should have took that call.
Jeffrey, I want you to remember this day when we're trying to help you find a sponsor. And you've got the last name that's got a lot of hype around
And
it.
you're going to do fine.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we see so many people, and we know you could just tell when you meet people if they're going to make it or
Right.
not.
So we've learned.
We knew Zach Brown was going to be big.
Yeah.
When we met him,
Yes.
we knew that.
So we learned.
And I'm not talking about Zach Brown.
Right. We're learning that there will come a day when people will tell you, and rightfully so, you can't go back on Rick and
Yeah,
Bubba.
yeah. When
You
you
can't
come,
go
when
back
you come
there.
to Talladega in a few years, and you're the pole sitter,
Right,
okay,
right.
and you got so many requests for interviews,
Right.
and Speedy's gonna call and go, hey, can Jeffrey come by the studio? You're gonna go, I'm too big for that.
Right.
I don't go to the studios of anything. No, and you would be right to say that. But just out of pure throwing us a bone, would you
Right.
come see us anyway?
I'd definitely come see y'all anytime.
Look, now we're going to record this, and we just did. But here's what you got to know, Jeffrey. Understand we're saying the people who are telling you not to come back here will be right.
Yeah.
We're just saying do it anyway.
I just want to listen to them.
You're
Right,
gonna,
right.
Jeffrey. You will be so famous that people in your family's gonna call you, and you won't take their calls.
Right.
Because you're so busy.
that kind of stuff.
You know, you're gonna be so far up the food chain.
And it'll start like this.
And we're going to ask you to come back and race lawnmowers in the parking lot with us, and you're going to go, I don't. Your publicist, and you'll have like 8 of them.
Right.
Go, no, I can't. You can't do that.
You'll
I
be
got you an
shooting-
interview with Mike, and
Yeah.
and then you got to be on the
And
racing
oh my gosh,
today. or
you
something.
got to go up there and you got to be with John Boy and Billy and all that. And here's the thing,
and you would be right. to do
everything
that.
they're going to tell you is going to be right. But you're going to say, I will ignore that. Because here's how it'll start. It'll start where you'll say, instead of sitting here like you've done twice,
You'll want to call in.
you'll tell Speedy, I'll call in.
Right.
You'll go from being the guy on the mic in the studio to the guy, I'll call you. And you have a bad sale one time, and it'll sound awful. and you'll say, hey, guys, I just got a couple minutes, man. I got to go. That's how it starts.
Yeah, that's after you, win 2 races.
Right. See, I mean, I'd like for you to really set a trend.
And you'll be the pole sitter,
Yeah.
and you're like, I need to go do something else.
When you win Daytona, you tell everybody, well, my first interview is going to be Rick and Bubba, and then I'll do the rest of it. I mean,
just something like that.
Yeah,
That's all we're saying.
you tell the Today Show, I can't be there tomorrow, but the day after, because I'm going to.
It's not going to be the Today Show. It's going to be the Tomorrow Show.
Right. Yeah, we're talking about stuff like that. I mean, not that we're just being shameless. I mean, we felt that way about a lot of people, and we forgot to say it. So they went on, and you know what they didn't have to overcome? Being uncomfortable about it, because we never said anything. We want you to be haunted by the fact that we said, man remembers.
Just throw us a bone.
I won't be haunted because I'll be here. So
twice a year is all we're asking.
Right.
The 2 big races.
Right.
That's it.
Like if you come
When
to
you're in the neighborhood, you don't even have to fly up here from Daytona.
I want you to feel.
Yeah.
I want you to feel the way like you got that relative that when you come somewhere and if they find out you're in the state and you didn't come see them, it's so uncomfortable.
No, we don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, I just want you to say, hey, we're going to come home. I'm going by to see Rick and Bubba, and I want you to even be excited about it.
Yeah, we'll even have breakfast ready for you, whatever you want.
If you'll let us know.
If we can race lawnmowers, I'll definitely be excited about it.
Well, I don't know why we didn't have that set up today. I don't know what I was saying.
I know
We
what
could have done it. Bob's Power Equipment.
There he comes.
Well, I think they're a little overworked right now.
Boy, they are.
I think they've traded every lawnmower in the house for a
good
generator.
Now, I want to warn you before you get on the lawnmower with us. You're looking at a guy right here. I'm pointing to Bubba.
Thank you.
That ran Hall of Fame inductee Bobby Allison into a curb.
It wasn't my fault.
And
Rick.
never
we
looked
just
back.
ran out of track.
And never
I
looked
was
back.
holding my line, and he ran
back.
out of track.
He
He admitted it was.
It's kind of like Charles doesn't want us to play the footage of him teeing off. You don't want me to play the footage, Bob.
Look, I'm gonna tell you, you
was
got
very
to
uncomfortable.
listen. This is the best part. If you'll watch that footage, watch me look the other way, like I don't know he's over there. That's my favorite.
You got to do what you got to do to win.
It was a classic
It's
moment.
just racing.
It was a classic moment. But we lost about 3 or 4 in a row, and I got tired of that.
Well, Sterling Marlin had cheated.
I held my
and it made us
line,
mad.
Rick. I held my line.
Yeah, and we
Bobby said it was excellent racing. He said that after the race.
But the
No,
way
he was
the way that jarred
he was a little
body,
shook up after it, but
it jammed his wrist too.
Yeah, we had Sterling Marlin beat, and he went back and adjusted his lawnmower and
he
took
started
the
playing
took
with
the
it
governor off of
illegally
it,
during the.
which clearly is a violation, and we reported it to NASCAR, and
We called it IRO, the International Race of Weight.
right, and
Biffle and Jordan was one of your best ones. Junior was a good.
we had
one.
Junior, and let it get away a little bit. We had him,
Yeah.
but we
He
figured,
won though. You got to admit,
we figured in
he's
this
fast on a riding lawnmower.
Well, here's what we figured. We figured in this state, you beat Junior. The blowback might not be worth it. You know what I mean?
You let him win. You let him win.
Same thing with Jeffrey.
Right.
I might finish a close second.
Right, finish a close second. Oh, look at there. Here's an
Look,
Earnhardt.
Bubba pushed Jeffrey over the line.
Right. Everybody loves it. So I mean, we fully expect you to be the next great Earnhardt. I mean, we expect it.
Not in a pressure way, but in a hey, we're happy for you way.
All right, well, I'm gonna try my best. That's for sure. Like I said, we gotta get sponsors, and I know it'll come. You know, anything, can happen with the right money, and seat time's gonna make me a better driver. So with time,
We gotta get you in that seat.
Talk about the money part of it a little bit. Sponsorship. I mean, the technology, the crews, the transportation per week. I mean, what are you looking at? 30. I mean, what does it take to run a race?
It really just depends on the location of the track. Tracks like out on the West Coast, you're probably looking for a truck race, probably like 45. And then, obviously something like Charlotte, you could probably do it for 30 just because you don't have the fuel expenses and all that. So really it just depends on where you're at. For the trucks, they say like $2 million a year. So
to have for us to be with you in the truck series, about $2 million a year to be the main sponsor.
To be the main sponsor.
Jeffrey, let's just say,
I mean, it's painted up in our colors and everything.
However you want.
And no offense to the Charlotte area, it's a beautiful place. We've been up to the track and done a show. But let's just say that you had like a garage and you did all your building and testing on that little side road that leads to Talladega. And it was a big garage and it was, real pretty and people toured it when you wasn't in there working and all that. I mean, would something like that bring you back to this area, you think? Could that be
Based out
negotiated?
of here, is that what you're saying?
I'll be honest, I like Talladega, so
Who doesn't?
yeah.
That would be, a quarter of a mile to test anytime you wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you
We're
convinced me. You convinced me.
We're we'll base you out of here and out of that track.
Can I do like a weekly radio show with you?
Absolutely.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Done deal.